Redline Productions proudly presents.
Hey there, YouTube. Today I was interested in filming this Chevy Captiva. It's a 2012 model LTZ, all-wheel drive. Now, the Captiva is becoming increasingly popular on US soil within the last year, specifically because it's available as a fleet vehicle. In other words, you will not find this in dealerships, mostly only on rental lots and such. Now, you will find that the Captiva looks quite familiar, and that's because it is familiar. You will also know it as the Saturn Vue, which was discontinued quite a few years ago. You can see it's polished aluminum wheels, the size 235/60/17s, the chrome door handles, and you can see its interior. It's black leather. Seat is powered. Let me adjust it in the meantime. Backrest. And please excuse the glare, the sun is just right in my face. Here's the key fobs, everything, the ignition. So as you look around, the interior is very familiar to the last Saturn Vue that we had. Now, interior quality was also very good in the Saturn Vue, and those traits also do carry over into the Captiva. Entire dashboard nicely padded. Entire thing. Now we have the glove box, fairly large, shuts evenly, though it is grainy. You guys can hear. Sides of the center stack, this plastic finish, and this gray trim piece here painted. And you can see it's a little bit chipped. So we have the radio. Has in-dash CD, aux jack right down to the side. It also does have satellite radio. You can see it already indicates XM. Moving down, we have the hazards. You can hear the old school click. Stability control, rear wipers. Climate control, it's not dual zone. Heated seats for both passenger and driver. Little cubby. You can see this black piano finish, traditional fingerprint magnet. Same thing right here around the shifter. Eco mode, essentially to help make it more efficient. Now we have a 6-speed automatic. Drag it down to M, and then you have this little toggle switch here, which is manual shift mode essentially. Goes right up to 6. You guys can see. Electronic e-brake. That's quite interesting. I didn't believe that these would come with that. Dual cup holders. Push this down, slide it back, and we have this little storage area. It's quite large. You have a power outlet, USB. You will not find the aux jack in here, as remember, it's already on the radio. Slide this back, and here's the rest of the center console. It is sure-footed, will not jiggle around. Open it up. We have another good storage area in here. Lid is slightly jiggly. Armrest, nicely padded, exposed stitching. Then we have the steering wheel. It's nicely thick all the way around. It is leather wrapped. You can see these little gray inserts. Hands-free controls, volume controls for the radio. You can see the radio already indicating volume over there. Cruise control. Wipers. It is intermittent speed. Control the speeds right there, the delay. To the side, turn signal lever. Really does sound old school, that click, like from a Chevy from the 80s. Steering wheel does tilt and telescope. You really do have to give it effort. It's rather hard there. To the side, you do have your headlamps. Push here for the fogs, panel dim. And in vehicle info, you will just find trip computer, Sorry for the glare. Trick computer, range, average MPGs and such. Oil life, the traditional vehicle info. Moving up over to the headliner, it is nicely plush. Very nicely. Same goes for the sun visor. Very thick and plush. You can see over here, little clip to slide in business cards, photos, what have you. And you have a mirror and vanity light. That was thoughtful. Leave this down to reduce glare. Passenger side, you're also treated with the same mirror and vanity lights. Slides out if you wish. Oops. Flips out if you wish. Moving up over, you have your Onstar Sunroof. I'm going to close this, push to tilt, like so. Map lights push on, push off, main lights. Homely garage door opener, essentially it's a universal garage door opener. Then as usual we have oh shit handles on all four doors. They are damped. You can see the spring is concealed, it's not exposed like some cars. That's pretty good. As you can catch, fit and finish on the A-pillar, very good. No exposed gaps. Follows through into the back seat. Show you the driver's side. Again, very good here. And it's coated with this cloth over here. Same goes for the B-pillar. Door panels, very good. Top section, nicely padded. Armrest as well, very cushiony. Then we do have the window lock, power windows. Driver window, auto down, does not roll back up automatically though. Power mirrors, and this is the door locks. We move down to the lower section of the door panel, and it's this grainy plastic here. Very sharp edge too. You guys can hear it. The chrome door handle. And we have this little cubby here. More useful to carry change and such. Now comfort is very good in here. The seats are absolutely supportive. Lower section nicely bolstered on the sides. You can see the exposed stitching here. Backrest, you can see how that is. It's just hugging your torso. And the seats again are cushiony and soft. I have the driver's seat adjusted just how I like it. High seating position, lots and lots of thigh support. So I'm right at home. Shoulder room is very good. You can see it's nice and wide. Though the armrest does stop short here, and then you have this B-pillar here, which you'll bump right into. So even if I adjust the seat a little bit forward more than I would have liked, it's still not going to be very good here. It will be more suitable for the shorter drivers. Take a look at the back seat. Materials do carry over into the back seat. Door panel, identical as up front, and the same grainy door pocket down here. Not very nice. But here's a better view of the back seat. Let me try to focus here. Seat is high off the ground, so thigh support ought to be very good. I'll show you in a moment. You have your armrest, which was thoughtful. Little storage area here. Dual cup holders. Though, this is not going to be the most comfortable armrest because you can see cup holders take up the entire armrest and yeah, your elbows will just land on this hunk of plastic right there. Here's a better view of the front seats. Now, I do have the seat adjusted where I would like it, and as you guys can make out, my knees are just cramming into the backrest. And remember, I am 6'1", and so a guy my height is just snug in here. And you can make out the finish of this plastic right there. Doesn't fit very well. You can see that little gap right there. Again, you have your seat pockets with this net. And here's a look at my thigh support right here. The seating position is rather high, but thigh support does fall short somewhat. So the seat is a bit flat. But they are not terribly uncomfortable. It's tolerable for the most part. And the seats do fold down, 60-40 split seating. Pull this little latch here. Nice flat floor. I'll leave it down so you guys can get a view in the back. Now let's open the lift gate. Yeah, cargo area is decent for the most part. A bit narrow because you have these wheel wells just intruding over here. But the floor is nice and flat, so cargo will be good for the most part. You have a subwoofer here to the side for the radio, power outlet, light. Cargo cover is missing. You can see this rail here, and obviously the cargo cover is missing. Spare tire ought to be under here. Just lift this foam. There's your spare tire, jack. Let me back out a little bit. Now, I noticed a backup camera. That's likely going to be in the rearview mirror. I am going to have to check that out. Under the hood, we will find GM's familiar 3-liter dual overhead Cam V6. Variable valve timing, of course, and direct injected. And it does produce a rather impressive 264 horsepower. So this is quite the little rocket. This engine is also found in the Equinox. You can see the front again. Now, what I meant earlier about these SUVs becoming increasingly popular this year, it's because they have been available in other countries, such as in the Caribbean, Central America, South America, and such. And it's been recently that GM began offering the Captiva for fleet sales to fill in a little gap that they had. In my opinion, it's quite a shame that GM doesn't offer this in dealerships and only in fleet sales. For the reason that this is a much better overall SUV, better made, much better interior, and its size. I mean, it's just not massive, and it doesn't look bloated, such as the Equinox. Reminds me somewhat of the CR-V. You can really see some of those traits, especially in the front end. That's the rev limit. We'll not go any higher than that. It's a very smooth engine. Doesn't feel raspy at all. Now let's close the doors so you guys can hear what it sounds like from the inside. Yeah, it's very quiet and smooth. You don't feel any vibrations whatsoever. Well, as you guys heard, there really isn't very much that I can say wrong about the Captiva. I mean, it's just a decent SUV for the most part. Much better than that of, much better than the Equinox. So YouTube, thanks for watching, and that is it for this Chevrolet Captiva LTZ.
Yeah, here's some legal stuff for you. The views and opinions expressed in the following video may not necessarily reflect those of the title holding automotive dealer or the entity they represent. All videos are filmed with permission by a professional driver on a set course with the collaboration and assistance of local law enforcement authorities. Do not attempt. Logos and brandings of vehicle manufacturers, dealerships, and online social media sites are the sole property of their respective representation used with permission. The Redline logo, soundtrack, and web resources, as well as all other associated media, are copyrighted intellectual property of The Redline LLC. All rights reserved.